Good morning, class 4. Welcome to our science class. And today we are dealing with chapter 6, food and digestion. And the subtopic of that is different ways of cooking. What are the different ways of cooking? We learn about the different ways of cooking food. How is it cooked? How the food are cooked in different ways. There are different ways in which you can cook food. And here we have got some 5 ways in which food can be prepared or cooked. Now, number 1, we come to steaming. Food cooked by steaming does not lose its nutrients. The food that is cooked by steaming does not lose its nutrients. Its nutrient is intact. It does not lose its nutrients. No. So which are the food items that can be steamed and eaten? Idli and momo. Idli and momo, it is steamed and eaten. So food items like idli and momo, they are steamed and eaten. Now next comes number 2. We have got boiling. Boiling. Food like rice, eggs and pulses are boiled and eaten. Now foods like rice, eggs and pulses, they are boiled and eaten. Now these are the food items which we can boil and eat. Number 3 comes frying. Puris are fried in oil. Puris are fried in oil. Beside puris, we eat samosas, pakoras. These food items also fried in oil. They are fried and cooked. Number 4 comes roasting. Brinjal and meat are roasted. Brinjal and meat are roasted. They are roasted and cooked. So number 5 comes baking. Cakes, pastries and biscuits are baked. So the food items which are baked are cakes, pastries and biscuits. Now next we come to keep food covered. Food must be kept covered. Food kept outside for a long time gets spoiled and germs start growing in it. So if you put the food item in the open for a long time, what happens? Germs start coming and sitting on it, and what happens? The germs start growing in it and it spoils the food and it's not fit for eating. If we eat such food, we can fall sick. If we eat such food that is spoiled, or we will fall sick. And there are different food which we cannot eat now. Food that is cut and uncovered and sold in the market should not be eaten. So flies carry germs like diseases, germs of diseases like diarrhea and typhoid, which spread to exposed food. Now flies carry germs of diseases like diarrhea and typhoid, and which spreads to exposed. These germs are spread to exposed food. Therefore we must not eat uncovered food. Now next we come to food preservation. How to preserve food. Food kept outside for a long time gets spoiled and germs start growing in it. What happens if you keep the food outside for a long time? What happens? Germs start growing in it. If we eat such food, we fall sick. If we eat such food that is kept outside, we fall sick. We can protect now. We can protect food items from getting spoiled by preservation. How can we protect such food items from getting spoiled? We can protect food items from getting spoiled by preservation. By preserving, we can protect those food items from getting spoiled. The process of keeping the food in a way that preserves its value for a long time is called preservation. So what is preservation? The process of keeping the food in a way that preserves its value for a long time is called preservation. So preservation is a process of keeping the food in a way that preserves its value for a long time is called preservation. Cooked and uncovered food can be preserved in different ways to be used later. So cooked and uncooked food can be preserved in different ways. So we can preserve cooked and uncooked food in different ways to be used later. Some methods of preservation are: number 1 is freezing. Freezing. Food is kept in a refrigerator. Refrigerator remains fresh for some days. So you might have seen your mother keeping some food items inside the refrigerator. Why does it do so? To keep it fresh, so that it does not get spoiled. So we preserve food items like milk, fruits, vegetables and cooked food by keeping them in a refrigerator. What do? We preserve these food like milk, fruits, vegetables. We put inside the refrigerator to keep it fresh for some days now. Next method is boiling. By this method we can preserve the food for a short period of time. By boiling we can preserve food for a short period of time. By boiling we can preserve the food for a short period of time. You must have seen your mother boiling milk. If she keeps it without boiling, the milk gets spoiled. If she keeps the milk without boiling, the milk gets spoiled. Next we have got salting. Now next method is salting. We can add salt to preserve pickle and fish. And next is the sweetening. Excess sugar in food also acts as a preservative. If there is excess sugar in the food, it acts as a preservative. Now, we store food for a long time in the form of jams, jellies by adding sugar. We store food items like jams and jellies by adding sugar. Excess sugar is stored there, so that it is stored there. Now, dehydration. In this method, the food item is dried in the sun. In dehydration, the food item is dried. It is kept outside in the sun, dried in the sun to stop the growth of bacteria in that. If it gets dried, the growth of bacteria is spoiled in the food item. Certain foods like raw mangoes, raisins, fishes, potato chips and papads are preserved by this method. So food items like raw mangoes, raisins, fish, potato chips and papads are preserved by dehydration. They are kept in the sun to dry. Now canning. In this method, air is removed from the food. In this canning, what happens? The air inside the food is removed. It is put in a container, airtight container, and from there what is removed? Air is removed, so that germs do not grow on them. So once there is no air inside the container, the germs do not grow. Food items like vegetables, seafoods, dairy products, sweets, etc. are preserved through this method. So which food items are preserved by canning? The food and like vegetables, seafoods, dairy products, sweets, etc. are preserved through this method. Now for your work exercise, do exercise page number 53, exercise B, C and 54, D, E in your book itself. Okay, so I hope you understood the methods of how food is cooked, preservation, why should food be kept covered, by this small explanation. Thank you.